Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Harihi Om.
That which we call the outer world is perfect. This which we call the inner world is perfect. Each one filled with divine consciousness. Perfect comes from perfect. Take perfect from perfect. The remainder is perfect. Divine consciousness is non-dual. Anything that emerges from the divine consciousness is whole, is complete, is Purna. May peace and peace and peace be everywhere. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate.
Hey friends, this is Shrija, and I've been with Dr. Trupti Jain for past 1 decade and have witnessed many lives change for the better with past life regression therapy. And with the guidance and mentoring of Dr. Trupti Jain, I have seen so many skeptics turn into propounders, including me, and also now becoming therapists. And you will see a series of such therapists sharing their life transforming stories with us in this series called Purnamada. Today, I welcome you all to this real life stories and insights from people who have experienced the past life regression therapy firsthand under the mentorship of Dr. Trupti Jain. Dr. Trupti Jain is a clinical psychologist, occupational therapist, and transformational life coach. With her wisdom, dedication, and love, she has transformed the lives of thousands. To be precise, she has touched the lives of over 7,000 people across 20 years. And today, she will be having a soulful conversation with Ravi Melwani, who will share the many answers he got in life after he opened up to experiencing past life regression. Besides getting over the epileptic seizures, to revisiting the ancestral realms, to understanding his life and life's true purpose, and walking out of his comfort zone, Ravi Melwani is an inspiration for many out there who live and die with questions in their hearts but do not journey into the wilds to discover their true calling. I am grateful for this opportunity to witness such an inspiring journey. I'm sure you all will be delighted too. And maybe you get your answers through this journey. So, Ravi started his career with telecom, gradually making way to owning a preschool. Since the last decade, he has focused on his family business, which is dealing in sporting goods. He looks to dedicate more time to practicing as a PLR and NLP facilitator. We are glad he decided to share the overbearing moments of his life, the epiphanies, and the cathartic moments as he struggled through it all and rose as a winner to his circumstances and situations. We are very eager to hear from Dr. Trupti Jain and Ravi Melwani. And over to you, Dr. Jain.
Hi Shrija, thank you so much and welcome Ravi.
Thank you.
I'm
Thanks for
truly
the kind words.
I'm truly grateful, Ravi, that you decided to share your journey, and I'm interested in knowing about how you came to know about past life therapy. What is it that prompted you to uh, come and experience it, and when was the first time you actually experienced it? Can you share something?
Yes, so I think about maybe 21, 22, where I had this health issue. And there was no sort of clear answer given to me that, this will take this, it will take 5 years, 10 years. At that time, I was told you have to take medication lifelong. And
So what exactly was the health issue? Can you specify it a little?
So the health issue that I faced was something like a seizure.
Okay.
But it would happen, between after I've just slept at night and maybe an hour after that.
So
Very strange. It would not happen.
Yeah. So did the doctors give like a diagnosis, like a name for the seizure? Like they called
So they
it
just
something?
said it's like a short circuit. They just said it's like a short circuit in the brain.
Okay.
And you have to take medication, which will keep this under check.
Okay.
And I was very upset at that age. I just starting off with life. And I didn't see myself, taking medication throughout my life. It's not a very happy or something which one looks forward to. But post that, I started looking for answers, looking for various ways that, what I could do, which modalities I could use to at least cut down the medication, if nothing. And by the by, I came across a book by Dr. Brian Weiss, Many Lives, Many Masters. And I think it was no coincidence. Immediately after that, your show, Ras Pichhle Janam Ka, was airing on TV. And, watching those shows, almost, I think, all episodes that I saw, the person actually walked away with an insight, with an answer. And I said, this is beautiful, this is amazing, this is something I have to do, because I want to dwell deeper and understand, where is this coming from, or what can be done. So 2009-10, I think that was the time your show was on, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, 2009.
So I was like, I need to be there. And every time you had a session and the subject or the person who wanted answers, I said, I want to be there. And it happened by luck. I don't know, one can call it luck, but you came to Pune in 2013. And you announced a workshop. And we were, I think, about 10, 12 of us who had come for the workshop. And my focus, or what I was looking at an outcome, was what is this? Where is it coming from? And how do I deal with it? I think through the 2 days, there were about 5 or 6 sessions that you had done. And in one of them, I saw myself as a European naval officer. And going by the name, I think, George. This was in the 1940s. And I know all of this because I Google validated it later on.
Really?
And I was, in that lifetime, there were naval soldiers. Again, the term Sri Lanka came, but I don't know, it could be even an Indian port. And I was sort of in that lifetime beaten on the head, and even during the session, I could feel uh, parts of the head where there was a sudden heaviness. So post that session, I mean, there was a sense of as if the restlessness in me sort of calmed down.
Okay.
I said, okay, this could be an answer, but what is, I mean, am I carrying it forward? What am I to learn? There must be something more. So I wanted to dwell deeper in this. And in 2016, when I come, so I'll just give you a brief thread of each of my past life sessions.
Yeah, I think that would be very interesting for people.
Yeah, so going to the closure part where I actually understood, many years, almost 17, 18 years later, what it was. So this was post 2016. I think it was end of 2017 when we had come for the advanced therapist in Rishikesh. And at that time, I got a lot of insights, a lot of messages were given to me. So I was an overthinker. I needed to back down. Every aspect of my life could not have been, overthinking in every aspect of your life is not something healthy. And I think everybody, every person has got a different coping mechanism to a certain problem that they may have.
True.
And I think my body kind of snapped with this kind of overthinking, with this kind of sending my energies as to what's going to happen. Probably this year, next year, how do I plan? So it was. I think that message was very clear that I had to step back and claim my space and not be so stressed out.
Right.
And I'm proud to say that, very happy to say that 2013 onwards, I've not had any episodes of seizures.
Wow. That's a relief. That's a relief, so, Ravi. Big relief.
Yeah, so that's a big relief. And I think at a deeper level, certain things get answered, which it's okay. They get answered deep within. I think to overthink and analyze what it was is also not worth it.
So tell me, Ravi, right. So after the experience that you had, where you saw yourself as a naval officer somewhere in a port, and you got hit on the head, right? And then, of course,
yes.
So after the hit, did you die? Did you see the physical body dying in that lifetime?
So I definitely remember that it was the last day, but I didn't see the body leaving or any insights at that time.
Okay.
But it was the last day of the person in that lifetime.
Correct. So post that, you have not had a seizure at all.
No.
And have you gone back to the doctor to let him know that I'm not going to take the medication? I don't need the medication, anything like that?
Yes, I have met him a couple of times, and he suggests reducing the dosage.
Okay.
And we took a decision that 2020, at the end of 2020, we will reduce the dosage.
Okay.
And because he said, Ravi, it's been 7 years, you don't need it, so you can reduce the dosage.
Right.
But I think it's the family also, what you go through, what you feel, or what one goes through and experiences.
Yes.
You're not, the family at the end of the day has some insecurities. So it is just a mutual decision with the family that post.
Which is fine, Ravi. You can continue with the kind of maintenance dose. That's absolutely fine. So I'm just curious to know that after that experience as a naval officer, did you see the year? You said 1940.
It was 43, I think.
43. Okay. And what else did you find out when you actually Googled?
It seemed to be World War II.
Okay.
It seemed to be World War II, and there seemed to be a sort of a mutiny because They were fed up of being told what to do.
Right.
And since that day I happened to be alone. There were no officers, European officers.
Right.
I think that snapped, and probably that was the reason of the death in that lifetime.
Okay. So post that, what other lifetime have you seen?
So the second, and this outcome was, so once I finished with this, and in 2016 when I came to Missouri, I said, let me also work with work. My career, what am I doing? Where am I going?
Okay. So what's the work that you do? Can you share with us the work that you do?
No, we deal in sporting goods, sporting air rifles meant for competitions.
Okay.
And I was just not very happy being in that space.
What's the reason you were not happy? It's like a kind of family business, or you started it?
It's a family business. It's a family business. We actually dealt in arms and ammunition, and I wanted to veer away from it.
Okay.
And so I'm actually in the process of shutting that side of the business.
Okay.
And closing the entire that side of the business until the sporting goods can hold us in good stead. So this also will probably go away, and the focus I want to be, more focused on is with my work in this sphere of past life regression. Also, during my journey, I realized I came across NLP, which is Neuro Linguistic Programming.
Right.
And I said, NLP sort of empowers you to ask some very interesting questions with yourself.
True.
So you don't need, it's the kind of questions, the quality of questions which give you the answer, that you don't really need external validation or external sort of point of view in certain areas.
Right.
So that was a beautiful journey.
So can you share more about
my outcome, what I looked at in 2000.
Like your workspace, you can share more about what is it that you found out through a past life session about your work, and
yes,
why that came in your life, because you were not happy with it.
Yes, so I, during one of the sessions in 2016 Missouri, was that I actually saw myself as one of my ancestors.
Okay.
And and the validation of that was there were extended family who still were old, but so there were certain pet names, there were certain very intrinsically nature related things that he did. He had he controlled the family with an iron grip. So but the most amazing part was using the pet names. And in this, what I experienced in that lifetime, towards the end, was a lot of regret over the way I've lived my life. And so when I saw that, and when I compared it to the life I'm in now, I thought, again, I got a message or an insight that maybe it's time for me to close the loop. So what started maybe more than 100 years ago, needed to sort of close. And the reason for this was my the comfort level was not there. So up till 1995, hunting was not banned. So hunting is banned.
Correct.
But somehow this would always eat me that, I do not want to be in a space where I'm facilitating any killing.
Correct.
So that's something which I was very clear about. And I think post my decision to shut it, I have been far more at ease again.
So Ravi, if you can tell us a little bit about the ancestors' life, what was it? What is the kind of regret that the ancestor had, and how is it connected to your current life? If that can be explained a little from your insight.
So he was. A sort of, you can say, a licensing person between the British and people of old Pakistan, which was Sakhar. So anything that needed to be done. So he was also a banker. So people would come to him for short-term loans. They had quarries. They had this business. They had lots of land.
Correct.
But I think, and there was one particular, which I have to mention actually. There was one particular scene I saw which was very vivid. And this came up because I was not even exploring this avenue of relationship of a person who was very clingy. Rather, in this life, it used to be very clingy. But in that life, I actually saw what seemed to be the soul of this person as a small boy. And the small boy would not leave me. So whenever I went, he would, kind of tag along. And this is very interesting. So this particular relation, which I was not even, exploring, this is what came up. And this is the beauty of this modality, right? I mean, the answers, once they're supposed to come to you, they come in a flurry. And what you're supposed to know is given to you. And messages that are...
So, Ravi, that little boy in this lifetime, who is he?
Let's put it, he's the extended family.
Okay, he's one in the extended family. All right.
Yeah.
And what is the kind of equation you have with him now?
Excellent. I mean, no problems. I think ever since I started being, in this space, I think you sort of view all relationships very differently. Where is the person coming from? What makes that person? So added to that, I was empowered with this thought. So it made things far more easier and comfortable.
So you feel after the past life session, it got better? Like your insight with that person got better? You understood the relationship?
So there was one level deeper.
Okay.
We bonded one level deeper. But the next session I had, which was in Rishikesh 2017,
okay.
We actually did a family constellation, which is such a powerful tool. I'm sure you'll share during one of these sessions. And so when we actually put everybody on the table, and so just shifting, representatives,
So, if I'm not mistaken, you're talking about the one that we did with the dolls, right?
Also person.
I said you mentioned the ones that we did with the dolls, like an individual one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Those were absolutely beautiful, pieces, and so that was very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And there were shifts. So post that, there were more shifts. So there was a deeper level of sort of connect, deeper level. And I think so many things which we tend to keep back, in the back burner. These during these sessions, they just come, in a flurry out. And it's always a good thing to sort of write it down post your session.
Right.
Because 3 years, 4 years down the line, sometimes something happens which gives you a good insight as to why it happened.
I think that's a very interesting thing, Ravi, that you said.
And coming back to your question.
Yeah. Go on.
Coming back to what you said about what were his regrets while passing away in that lifetime.
Yeah.
So I think the regret, what seemed to be was um, his standard of, sort of taking care of the family, what he held in high esteem, that this is the way I take care of my family. Somewhere down the line, he felt, a twinge of regret that he didn't do it to that extent. Maybe seemed he was partial to one side of the family. But um, it's okay. These things are
So, so
life between
is
lives.
it, so Ravi, is it fair to say that in one lifetime you didn't take care of the family, and in this lifetime you're doing something opposite to that? You're very keenly interested in your children, your extended family. You
Yes,
come often, play a more participatory role. You're concerned.
absolutely, absolutely. And I think the controlling aspect, or the anger, which I
Yes.
also had major issues with
Yes.
anger. Anger
Yeah.
was a big issue. Controlling, being a control freak,
Yeah.
was also something which I was. It's not gone 100%,
Sure.
but I'm working towards it
Yeah.
day by day.
I
And
think most important is that you become aware. And once
yes,
you become
the
aware of
awareness is there.
something, it just slowly starts to change. And the other thing, Ravi, that you have very nicely put is that the number of sessions that you've done, you have written them down so that at a later date, if there is some change or something that's happening in your life, you're able to go back to that and relate as to from where possibly the change is manifested. So that's a very nice thing that you
Yeah,
said about writing the session down. Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Uh, so then you became actually a therapist. You are now a past life regression therapist. So
yes,
what
and
was the requirement to learn therapy? And you were getting healed. So why the desire to now heal others? Tell me more about that.
so when you see, in layman's term, when you see magic happening, it was virtually magic for me.
Yeah.
And here you were reaching out and showing us, this is what you need to do in order to learn this magic. And this touches so many people. And I have always mentioned that when we are a channel, a hollow bone channel for someone else's issue or someone else's healing, there's something within me, at least, but I'm sure that a lot of people feel the same. That something within you kind of shift. There's more alignment. There's more at a deeper level. There's something that you're not the same again.
That's lovely.
You're just not the
Yes.
same again. You're a very different person. Um, so that kind of change, the amount of change that came after these workshops and these sessions, and working with NLP, has really sort of, I was very, um, so someone had to write me a stinker of an email. Within the next couple of minutes, a counter email would go.
Okay.
And so at the workspace, I noticed that workspace and other spheres of life, that this really did not need to be the way, forward. So responding rather than reacting has been a very interesting change for me. So no need to respond to every single comment, email, phone call.
Perfect.
It's okay.
Yes.
Each one's journey. This is your journey. You deal with it. Uh,
So
as
does
someone
your
said
wife,
during,
okay, so does your wife, your children, your parents notice this change over the years?
yes, the anger, of course, they've seen it,
Yes.
change tremendously. Um, they've seen um, interactions, which at times do get ugly. I don't say no, but there is sense that prevails sooner than later.
Yes, that's
So
true.
it's not like you don't have to. I mean, what are we here for? Let's not, you know. So let's just be. So can we call it maturity? Can we call it experience? Sure. But I would also like to say that I have age and maturity have got nothing to do with certain issues that are which people carry throughout their life. But
That's true.
yeah, so growing, evolving. So my personal transword is adapt, evolve, change. And I think every blog that I write or every, um, 4 or 5 lines before a picture that I post on my page, at the end, it has to be adapt, evolve, change. Because at the end of the day, change, not to be feared, that is the only constant. And the sooner we become more fluid, I think the fluidity helps a lot.
Awesome. Ravi, very nice. I love it. I just love the way you are expressing yourself. And if I remember right, or rather, if I remember you during all those years when I've met you often, you speak very little, but when you speak,
Yes.
there is a depth to it, which I find so nice, so very nice. So, and I'm so glad that you're talking. I don't think you've spoken so much in the last so many years since we know each other. You just kind of hesitant. You become more of a listener, is what I sense in the last
Yeah.
few years. And today that you're opening
Yeah.
your heart and talking means a lot to us, really, a lot.
Thank
What
you.
do you have
And
to say,
the
Shrija?
fact that you are,
I definitely notice a big change in Ravi, and the best part about Ravi is, yes, we have seen him adapt and evolve and accept all kind of changes, and he's also included his family in the process of transformation. And we've seen him in Inner Child Workshop, we have seen him in family constellations, advanced therapies, past life therapies, NLP, and I happen to meet his wife and daughter as well in
Yes.
NLP sessions. So I am so actually proud of being associated with Ravi Milvani, who has this thing that
thank
he's
you.
not just walking alone, rather he's taking the entire family along with him in this successful growth journey. And as he rightly says, growth and maturity has nothing to do with age. You
Absolutely.
can, I have seen an old man with a childish mind, and I have seen a young fellow speak wisely. So, we can say
Yes.
that it has nothing to do with age. And yes, Ravi, the way you've threaded it together is so beautiful that there is always a loop of karma that, if not completed in one particular lifetime, you come again to complete the loop. And you also said it so rightly that you accepted the moment you accepted this new shift in your journey, which for a business person is very difficult, but the moment you accepted it, you felt harmony and purna, that the thing that we are discovering, how we feel complete, the wholeness that you experienced was amazing through your journey. And Dr. Trupti Jain has been holding our hands, and she's been taking us forward for sure. And we hope that you also take forward your various clients, and we've read your blog and we've seen your work, and tremendously good work you're doing. May God bless you for always.
Yes, Shrija,
Thank you. Thank
absolutely
you so
right.
much, Rita.
Absolutely, Shrija, you put it so beautifully. And I think a couple of things like a takeaway from Ravi's session for everybody is that
Yes.
we are our own ancestor. I think that's a very beautiful thing that Ravi has shared
Hmm.
with us. When he experienced
Absolutely.
himself as his ancestor, and that's really how we say that, why are we born in the same family again and again? So the thing
Yes.
is, when he experienced himself as his own ancestor and he realized what he had done then, maybe 100
Hmm.
or 150 years before, and now he's come back to the same family, maybe as a son or as a brother, And what is he doing now to redeem his action? So it's very important for us to understand that if we are born in this family, there must be a reason for it.
Yes.
And when we discover that reason, it just becomes easier for us to close the action that we started then, the consequence of which we are suffering now, and then we close this so that we don't have to continue this loop. We can get out of this loop of karma, action,
Yes.
consequence, action, effect, and then we get caught in this. I think Ravi's life today is definitely moving out of that consequence so that the action never gets repeated again. And he spoke about constellation work, family constellation, which is really a deeper exercise or a deeper modality than past life therapy. In past life therapy, you understand who you were in your past and the kind of baggage or prarabdha that you're carrying. And in constellation work, you understand the prarabdha of everybody else in the family and understand vis-a-vis them, where do you stand? And through constellation work, friends, you can actually rewire or realign or neuro-linguistically, because everything is plastic, right? So we just realign the whole thing through constellation work. So we'll talk about that some other time with another wonderful person whose life is changed only through constellation work, and we get better insights there. But Ravi, I love you, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Love
Thank
you
you.
so much.
And you are a gem. One more gem that I say, I meet you once a year in Pune, and we go out and we have a good time with everybody else also. And every year that I have met you, there's been some beautiful, another layer seems to be opening in your personality. So that's awesome. And thank you again for coming on this journey with Shrija and me. Means a lot
Thank
to
you.
us.
Thank you for calling me and helping me share so many things. And I'm sure so many people will be able to associate with what I have been through. So,
Especially because Ravi has not only uncovered the health regression bit, but he's also given a insight into how we can overcome work issues, how we can find our true calling, life purpose, and so many other things like family bonding. I think this particular journey that you've been through has opened up many gateways, not just one area. So that is what we've seen. And friends, Poona Mother will be, doing this round of interviews with new people, with new experiences, and stay tuned with us because you will get an insight into your own life. And ultimate the aim of all of us is to get out of this cycle of cause and effect and live life fully with the true calling that is what has got you to the earth realm. So all the best, enjoy your life, and stay tuned with Dr. Shruti Jain and us in Purna Mother web series. Thank you so much.
thank you. Thank you, Dr. Jain. Thank you, Shrija.
Thank you.